Working from home means every day is bring your kid to work day, and it's a jungle out there. If you don't have the right tools and mindset to balance work and family responsibilities, you may end up throwing in the towel. Black Moth Radio gives you the upper hand in starting and managing your ideal lifestyle with your own business, doing what you do best from home. We make working from home work for you. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Martin Luther King Day version of Black Moth Radio. I am your host, Robin Bull, and today we are going to talk about something that I posted quite a bit about on Sunday. Something I see online quite a bit. I want to work from home. No scams! So, we're just going to go ahead and jump back in. If you want to read the text version of this podcast, head on over to confessionsfromthecouch.com. Right there on the main page, you can scroll down. You'll see the featured photo, which is a computer, and same title. I want to work from home online. No scams. So that'll make it easy for you to find, and I'm sure you'll appreciate all of the witty graphics thrown in. So again, the reason why I wanted to talk about this today, with it being a Monday, it's the start of a new week. We're still towards the first of the year. A lot of people want to make their work from home dreams happen this year. So it's something I see a lot on Facebook, Twitter, and Quora. People want to work from home online. Of course, nobody wants to get involved in a scam. And that's usually what they say online. I want to work from home online, no scams. And I don't blame them for saying that. There are a lot of scams out there. Yet, sometimes there are things that are also labeled as a scam when they aren't. I know that when I was looking for an assistant last year, or it might have been the summer year before that, is one of the two. I looked quite a bit actually. Not as often as I did because I've had several, and it's really, really hard to get someone to actually do what they need to do. But I posted in a local work group that I was looking for someone part-time, and I was told that because I was looking for an independent contractor, I was a scammer. And then I had another person say that because I actually expected people to be online when they say they will be online to work and doing whatever it is I send them to do, that my standards for a work ethic were too high, which really weird, but okay. That was coming from a cashier from Sonic, so whatever. But again, I don't blame people for saying that, but things do get labeled as a scam even if they're not. It's just that people don't necessarily have the experience or understanding of the differences between a work from home business and a work from home job. What I was offering at the time was more of a job, but there are also a lot of work at home businesses out there. So I thought I'd take some time and explain some of the concepts to you all so that you can more easily spot a scam and know the difference between a work from home job and a business opportunity. So first, we're going to talk about a couple of super obvious scams that I watch a lot of people get caught up into because no one just wants to consider what is obvious. They want to wire you money, pull it out of your bank, your PayPal account, have you send it back to them in some way. That is a big fat scam. We all work for one reason, and that reason is money. Even if you're a minimalist, money is a necessity. You still have to buy food. You have to keep a roof over your head. You have to pay the electric company because who knew that, they want actual money. They don't really care about thoughts and prayers. And, when you have a traditional job, you generally give up your bank account information to payroll or HR because they direct deposit your pay. And yeah, there are some work from home businesses and jobs that also end up with your routing number and your account number because they direct deposit their money into the account. And that little caveat there is what a lot of these scams rely on because they think that you're going to fall for the fact that, we just need your account number to put money in there. But if someone says your job description is simply to receive deposits and then withdraw the money, send it back to them, that's a scam. Period. Point blank. I've seen some of these go down on Facebook, and people are claiming they're employees of Wells Fargo or other banks. So you have to ask yourself this question: why would a major financial company or other big business need you to take their money for them, put it into your account, pull it back out of their account, and then give it right back to them. They have corporate accounts that are managed by professionals. They don't need you for this. Just say no to these scams or anyone that wants your bank login info. Not just your traditional routing and deposit number, but someone who wants your login information for your bank. Because I see a lot of that go down on Facebook too. I just need your bank login. No, they don't. So, that's scam number 1. Scam number 2, email processing that pays $25 per email. And if you're on Facebook and you're in any of those work from home groups, you've probably seen this one. People call it EPS, or email processing. I think it stands for email processing service. And so what they do is they post this ad. They either type it up or they post up this cute little graphic, and it says they'll pay you $25 for every email that you process. But to get started, you have to pay them $25. And yeah, there are some legitimate businesses that require startup costs. But with this, it's not a business. When you pay $25, you're basically given a graphic, or they tell you, just do what I'm doing. Go post in these groups and online, go to Craigslist, post an ad, whatever, about needing email processors who will get paid $25 for every processed email. Then what you do is you charge each person who contacts you about it $25 and tell them to do what you do. That's not email processing. You're just taking money from others. Legitimate email processing is something generally done by virtual assistants. You review incoming email for one or more people, you reply to it, you forward it, you do whatever it is they've asked you to do with it. It's like triaging. And sometimes it's paid on a flat rate basis, or sometimes they pay you hourly. So if that's what you're looking to do, go over to Upwork.com, find yourself a nice virtual assistant job. So, those are 2 of the main scams that are out there right now. So let's talk about the difference between a work from home business opportunity and a job. When you're looking at work from home groups, you have to be careful with how things are worded by other people. They'll say things like they need health benefit representatives or customer service advisors, or that they say things like that. And when you follow their link, you're taking to a page that they are an affiliate on, and it asks you to sign up to become like an independent rep of something. And that's not to say that those businesses are scams, because most of them aren't. Even Dave Ramsey doesn't have a problem with MLMs as long as you have the money to start one, and then you know how to run it. You actually work on it. But that doesn't mean all of them are a good idea either. And a lot of the times when people are using these words where they're telling you, something that makes it sound more like a job than a business, the people saying it don't really know any better. That's how they're wording it, because that's what their upline told them to do when they post online. And they just rely on the fact that most people don't know the difference between a business and a job. And so they try to make it sound like as much as a job as possible when it's really a business. A work from home business opportunity requires you to pay some sort of fee. Usually when you do that, you get some sort of startup kit. For instance, Usborne Books. I'm not a rep. I used to be one when the older 2 were little. So when you pay your fee, you get books. I think I actually looked at the current kit when I started this post. I didn't link to it or anything. Again, this is Martin Luther King Day 2018. Their kits change every so often, but right now you get like between 10 and 13 books, plus your catalogs, plus some other stuff. And you usually, not just with Usborne, with other places too, you have to pay extra sometimes if you want a website of your own, other than like something with a really long link. And sometimes you're encouraged to go and buy your own domain. Not that buying a domain is that big of a deal. You go through a lot of places, it's really cheap. You can even go through WordPress itself and pay like $36 for a year, and that includes your hosting too. So GoDaddy's really good too if you want to buy your own domain. They're really, really cheap for a year as well. You need to know a little bit about cPanel, and if you're going to own more than one domain, then you have to pay another fee they don't tell you about till you own more than one domain, to have more than one domain inside of just a singular cPanel for management. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. But as long as you install WordPress on all of your domains, then you can just go log into your WordPress account and still manage it that way. So just a little helpful hint there. You become your own boss when you do these work from home businesses, but you're also responsible for moving product. And a lot of the times these people will tell you that no sales are required. And even if they say that, there are still sales. People are not going to throw money at you for looking pretty unless you're on a pole in a strip club. And just for the record, don't necessarily have a problem with people who strip or who enjoy stripping. Do your thing. But even then, for people who understand what I'm getting at, the strippers are doing something. They're dancing, they're giving people attention, maybe they're giving them false hope of a relationship, whatever. They're doing something and getting paid. So keep in mind, business opportunity says no sales, you're going to have to push product. And they're just trying to fool you into thinking that there's an extremely high demand for their product. Everybody wants it. For instance, remember the It Works craze from a few years back? And yes, there are still reps. There are still people who are highly successful with It Works that are out there. But think about how often you saw it in your social media feed compared to now. Again, nothing against It Works, but you can pretty much do the same thing with the wraps if you wrap your stomach in saran wrap for like 24 hours. Use some lotion on your skin before you do it though. You gotta use quite a bit of saran wrap, build up that heat. Otherwise, without the lotion, it's gonna hurt like hell when you pull it off because it's gonna stick to your skin and just be awful. All those wraps do is make you lose water weight. I don't care what any of the hype says. That's all they do. And they can't prove anything else because they're a supplement company and they don't go through FDA testing to actually back up their claims. And if they say they use scientific testing, well, you better hope they do, because if the FTC finds out and sues them for it, otherwise, it's going to get ugly and they're going to pay millions. Anyway, nothing wrong with It Works or its wraps. If you like them, continue to use them. Seriously. If you find a business opportunity that you love and believe in, and one where you're going to use the products for yourself, that's great. Save up the fee, give it a go. Don't quit your current job. If you're a stay-at-home parent, make sure you're working the business as much as possible, because it takes at least 2 years usually to build up any sort of business. It doesn't really matter if it's a work-from-home opportunity or you're freelancing. It takes time to build up your business, and there are days that are frustrating. There are days that you don't want to do it. Doesn't matter. You got to keep going. So something else to keep in mind about work from home businesses, you need to know whether there are any extra fees. I already told you a little bit about possible online fees, like setting up a domain. For example, Thrive is another one because they have a quota. Again, I love Thrive. I love their products. You can sign up for free to be a rep. I don't think they call themselves reps, but you can sign up for free to be a rep. The deal is, though, to make commission on any sales that you make, you must first buy a certain amount of product for yourself. You have to be on auto ship. I could be wrong, again, January 2018, but when I was a rep around 2015, you had to buy a certain amount of product and you had to be on auto ship for that product. And the thing is, they'll tell you, well, you get 2 paying customers, then you're basically getting your order for free. Well, that's because it eats your commission, so of course you're getting it for free. But again, it's good product. It's great product. So keep in mind that sort of thing, because sometimes that stuff can be kind of pricey. Even if it works, I liked Thrive. It worked for me, but it was really sort of expensive for what it did. It's actually why I use Cara vitamins. It gets the same effect for $29 a month without shipping. So, a lot of companies are like that, though. If you don't get a certain amount of sales, you're not going to qualify to get paid. So, and a lot of people, they're okay with that, and they're able to use that as motivation. They get out there and they bust their ass, they make it happen, and that's great. It's just something to keep in mind and look up and understand before you sign up. So just think about that. Keep it in mind. Okay, so now that you understand a little bit about what a work from home job is, or business is, and how to spot the difference, especially when so many of them try to sound like a job, what's an actual work from home job? Well, there are a lot of people who are looking for a work from home job instead of a business opportunity. They want something with a steady paycheck that lets them sit on their couch in their fuzzy PJ bottoms and work. You want to be an employee on a remote basis, except you're probably not going to be an actual employee. You're probably going to be an independent contractor. except the good news is, works pretty much the same way except you handle your own taxes. Some businesses will hire work from home or remote employees. Lots of call centers do it now. Again, they kind of fall into the independent contractor category. I know Convergys hires from home. Expert Planet, West. There used to be one, I think it was called Alpine Access. So there are a lot of opportunities. Of course, keep in mind you need to have decent internet speed. You need to have time that you can set aside each day. Even if they let you set your own schedule, if you want to make the most money, you're definitely going to want to find out when they're the busiest and kind of make that your hours. With Expert Planet, I worked for them several years back, and they took a lot of infomercial calls. It was kind of slow in the middle of the night, but I would take that shift anyway because I could do more sales and upsells during that period, and it was really great. So, U-Haul hires some work-at-home people too. American Express, United Healthcare used to. I don't know if they still do. So, let's talk about where you can find actual work-from-home jobs. There is a website called Work at Home Adventures. Let me get it open for you and I'll give you, it's wahaadventures.com. And then at the very top of the page, you'll see a menu bar. It says Home, Now Hiring, Surveys, Free Stuff, blah, 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 blah. Now Hiring lists work from home jobs. If you're interested in call center jobs, there's an area for phone jobs towards the very end. I personally say stay away from shit like surveys. You are going to see affiliate links throughout this page and another page I'm going to tell you about, because keep in mind, they got to get paid too. But if you scroll past the featured work at home jobs, except one of those right now, one is surveys right now and the other one is legitimate. It is teaching English via video conferencing through VIP Kid, but again, you got to have good internet and there's some other qualifications. You'll start seeing some ads. You'll see things for customer service. You'll see some transcription stuff. There's some graphic design stuff in here. There's some collection stuff in there. There's all sorts of stuff. So the jobs are out there. Another one that I find is very, very good is Work at Home Mom Revolution. And her website is workathomemomrevolution.com. And you will find a link at the top. She has two menu bars. There's one at the very top that says Home, About WAHMR, 50 Best Money Making Sites, and then Fresh Work at Home Job Leads. You want the fresh work at home job leads. Please stay away from the other stuff. Again, there are affiliate links. There's nothing wrong with her website, and if you want to go sign up under her to do surveys and crap like that, knock yourself out. Just keep in mind, most of those places generally don't pay out unless you have a lot of money built up, and then even then a lot of them don't pay out. So, for instance, she updated her site last week. There's a travel counselor, there's a pledge drive customer, there's a case manager, claims investigator, retention advisor, care consultants, workers' compensation medical review case out of Pennsylvania. I actually have a friend, I should probably send that to. Freelance writers. There are lots of great pages just for that. You could be a virtual insurance agent. There's a shit ton of stuff on her website. It's one of the best websites that you could possibly ever visit to try to find a regular work from home job. So, FlexJobs, another personal favorite of mine, flexjobs.com. The thing to keep in mind there, they do charge a fee. You can sign up to pay monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Just because they charge a fee to access the jobs does not make them a scam. That's where United Healthcare posts theirs. You'll find a lot of American Express stuff there. You'll find a lot of different stuff there. And they have overhead. They have bills to pay. They've got people that call these companies to bring the jobs over to them. So it's a really good fee. And if you're worried about the fee, although it's not very much, it's really not. I think it's like $14 a month. So if you're playing an online video game and you can afford that, you can afford FlexJobs. You may have to make a decision, but you can afford it. But there are also coupon codes online that can get you your first month free or your first 3 months free or makes the whole year $30. There are a lot of great coupons out there. Just do a search. Indeed.com. Yep, regular old job search site. Also awesome. All you have to do Search on the keyword for remote or telecommute along with your desired position. So, again, some of those sites use affiliate links. I don't have an issue with affiliate links. They got to make their money too. Watch out for business opportunities and surveys, and keep in mind no matter where you go to find a work from home job. Regular job. Okay? Just keep in mind that a lot of these sites that post them, they do their best to make sure that's what they're offering to you, but they're not always 100% accurate. They can't be. They have no way to verify that people are doing and saying what they say they're doing and saying. So do your research, do your homework, you know, pay attention to what's going on. So, again, you may need to have certain native language requirements. You may need to have certain other professional abilities. Don't count yourself out if you don't have much professional experience. Get yourself a resume done up. Think about ways that you can turn your own personal experience into professional experience. So, where does freelancing fall into the mix? Is it a business or a job? Well, I've been told I'm not a real writer. I've talked about that on my blog, confessionsfromthecouch.com. I've been told that I can't really be making a living doing what I do because other people couldn't manage to do it. When people ask me what I do, I've had people say, no, really, what's your day job? When I teach freelancing basics, I get called names. If I, say you can come to my webinar, but there's a modest fee, people get pissed off. But they forget, I have to compensate for my time. And I do spend a lot of time online and in private messenger with people answering questions for free. But what is freelancing? Is it a job or is it a business opportunity? And the truth is, it can be either one. From the job side, maybe you end up getting hired as a virtual assistant to help a freelancer. Like I said, I've looked for one several times, worked with a few. It ended up not working out for various reasons. From the job side, you can end up with one or two permanent clients that pretty much take up all of your time and consistently keep you busy. You have steady income. You might, you're going to have a little bit of overhead. You've got your internet, your electricity. You're going to want to pay someone most likely to help you with your taxes. It kind of feels like you're an employee because maybe you even have set hours that the two of you have, decided on together that you'll be available. But you're still a contractor. For the most part, being a freelancer is a business opportunity that you're putting yourself into. You're still going to have overhead like we've talked about. You have to market yourself. You got to market your services. You got to market your skills. It's your responsibility to get clients. It's your responsibility to do the work. I've said this hundreds of millions of times. You have to have time management skills. You have to be able to meet deadlines. People are not going to stand over you and make sure you do your job. With that said, it could take some time to build up a freelance business like any other business. And as I always say, if you have a day job, don't quit your day job until you've built up your business enough to survive. And you also need to be aware that sometimes, especially in December and January, things can be slow. So, even once business picks up for you, put money aside so that you're ready for the slow period. If you're not working because you're a stay-at-home parent or you can't find work, take some time to think about your skills. What can you do? What do you enjoy? What do you think you'll enjoy if you don't have a lot of professional experience? Most importantly, what do you hate? Try to stay away from doing things that you're going to hate because otherwise you're going to dread your own business. Do some research on industry rates for freelancers in the industry that you're wanting to get into. Yeah, I know that entire sentence was repetitive. I know. It's early. Give me a break. Do research on your target market. Learn what you can about them. You need to be advertising where they're at. So if they're on certain social media accounts, platforms, that's where you need to be as well. You need to make sure that if you're blogging, so if you're doing content marketing, your content needs to be what they want to hear, what they want to know, and not necessarily in jargon because they may need the services you have, but if it's someone who is relatively new and they know what they're doing in their industry, they still may not understand some of the terms that you're using. So, plain English, it's your friend. Set up professional profiles and accounts. For instance, I have a personal Facebook, and then of course I have my Facebook fan page. And while I do have some clients who are on my personal page, that actually happened more by accident. Like they would friend me first and then eventually become my client versus me going, oh, hey, look, a client, friend request sent. Because you got to be careful with what you're putting out there where people can see it. It really can affect your business and not necessarily for the good. Make it your job to solicit clients until you have enough clients. Start asking clients for referrals. Work your business. Don't fall into the trap of working whenever you want or thinking you can do that, because you do need to be available when your clients need you. You got to make sure and protect your time. So, hopefully, you're walking away from this podcast with a plan to implement a little bit of what you heard if you're looking to start a business, and with some knowledge to help you differentiate between a job and a business opportunity. Make sure that you have a great attitude. By the way, make sure that you subscribe here on Podbean to Black Moth Radio to ensure that you never miss an episode. If you're a hopeful work from home freelancer, or even if you're settled into your work from home lifestyle, we hope that you've learned something that you can use. If you're ready to learn more about the work from home lifestyle, check out sellfy.com/therobinbull. If you have questions or comments, make sure you let me know. Go to facebook.com/therobinbull. Same with Twitter. And you can also head on over to confessionsfromthecouch.com and subscribe and join the almost 2,000 members there. And the reason why you would want to do that is because a lot of the times these podcasts end up in print form first. So, thanks for listening. Have a great day. Go out there and make it happen.